The UFC's next milestone event will have a first two Chinese athletes fighting one another in a title bout. Zhang Weili will defend her UFC women's strawweight title against countrywoman Yan Xiaonan at UFC 300 on April 13 in Las Vegas, UFC CEO Dana White announced Wednesday night on social media. It is the first title fight announced for the event, which is likely to have at least one, if not two, more championship matchups. Zhang vs Yan is the fifth bout announced for UFC 300, joining Charles Oliveira vs Arman Tsarukyan, Jirí Procházka vs Aleksandar Rakic, Aljamain Sterling vs Kattar and Bo Nickal vs Cody Brundage. The card already has 4 current or former UFC champions booked. ESPN has Zhang ranked as the top pound-for-pound women's MMA fighter in the world, with Yan ranked number 7. Zhang, 24-3, the UFC's first Chinese-born champion, has won 3 in a row, 2 by finish. The Handan, Hebei, China native is a 2-time UFC women's strawweight champion. She won the belt for a second time, beating Carla Esparza at UFC 281 in November 2022. Zhang, 34, is coming off a dominant unanimous decision win over Amanda Lemos at UFC 292 in August. That was her second overall successful title defense across the 2 reigns. Yan, 17-3, 1-NC, is coming off a first-round knockout of former champion Jessica Andrade at UFC 288 in May. The Shenyang, Liaoning, China native has won 8 of her past 10 fights. Yan, 34, was the first Chinese women's fighter to be signed by the UFC in 2017. Brandon Moreno has a new opponent in his return to his home country. The former 2-time UFC flyweight champion will fight Brandon Royval in the main event of UFC Mexico City on February 24, sources confirmed to ESPN on Thursday. Amir Albazi, Moreno's original opponent, had to withdraw because of an undisclosed injury that needs surgery, according to his manager, Ali Abdelaziz. Moreno vs Royval is a rematch. Moreno defeated Royval in November 2020 at UFC 255 via first-round TKO. Moreno first mentioned the change in an interview with C. Contreras Legaspi of ESPN Deportes. ESPN has Moreno ranked number 2 and Royval ranked number 7 in the world at flyweight. Moreno, 21-7-2, dropped the flyweight title to Alexander Pantoja in July at UFC 290. The Tijuana native was unbeaten in 8 of his 9 fights prior to that. Moreno, 30, became the first Mexican-born champion in UFC history when he beat Deiveson Figueiredo in June 2021 at UFC 263. Royval, 15-7, is coming off a loss in a title fight to Pantoja at UFC 296 on December 16. The Colorado native was on a 3-fight winning streak before the defeat. Royval, 31, is the former LFA flyweight champion.